as some other news coming out of the week, since we really didn't cover much news this week, actually coming out of tonight's TNA No Surrender event. An NXT champion is a TNA champion. We're going to read this here from F4W Online. WWE NXT wrestler Ariana Grace has defeated Li Ying Lee to become the brand new NXT or TNA Knockouts champion at No Surrender. On Friday, February 13th, Grace, with Channing Stacks Lorenzo by her side, faced off against Lee for the Knockouts World title. The final moments of the match saw Grace pull out her father, Santino Marella's signature Cobra, before using it herself on Lee. She followed this up with her own finisher to secure the victory and become the new champion. So yeah, Ariana Grace is the goddamn Knockouts champion, the top champion in the TNA Women's Division. And I don't know if he's still the champion, but Stacks had the international title, whatever they're calling it. So they're both champions, I guess. Interesting. Some other news here. This weekend only, WrestleMania tickets are on sale. Legion Stadium is doing a Valentine's Day special, basically. They state, quote, holiday weekend offer. Get your seat at the table with 25% off tickets starting now through Monday, February 16th at 11:59 p.m. Don't miss out. WrestleMania tickets right now are 25% off for this year's WrestleMania on April 18th and 19th. So that is the thing. If you want to go to WrestleMania and you want some cheap seats, and they're not cheap seats, but they're cheaper, 25% off. I know like the top nosebleed seats are like $750. 25% off of that. 187 down to 563. I know like for a decent seat it's like $3,000. So $3,000, what's 25% of $3,000? 750. So for like 2,200 plus tax. So go get your tickets now if you're going to WrestleMania. I won't be going live. I do better. For me, I just can't go live because I would make more money just doing the podcast here at home. Also, we did learn recently that Jake Doyle suffered an injury on AEW Dynamite a few weeks back. And according to a new report from Fightful, they do state that Jake Doyle, the former Jake Something, is recovering after undergoing surgery for a bicep injury suffered during a match that took place last month. Quote, Jake Something had surgery to repair his injury this week. So all the best to Jake Doyle. As we saw in that match with FTR, he took that DDT on the apron from, I want to say, Cash Wheeler, and then goes, I think my bicep's messed up, or I tore my bicep, something like that. So, yeah, not good at all. Also, we have some Brock Lesnar WrestleMania news. This comes from Dave Meltzer in the Wrestling Observer. F4W Online does write the following. In the new issue of the Wrestling Observer newsletter, Dave Meltzer reports that the WrestleMania card is in flux, with only CM Punk versus Roman Reigns officially locked in. As of late January, Brock Lesnar versus LA Knight was among the matches listed for the show. It would be the first ever match between the two if it does come to fruition. Brock Lesnar's direction for Raw is likely to be teased at the 223 Raw in Atlanta when he returns. There was a tease at the Royal Rumble of Oba Femi, and after the Rumble, we were only told that it was not sure of that yet. We do know that in the lineup in late January for the show, Lesnar was listed as facing, LA Knight. But in the Rumble, nothing memorable was done in that direction, while the Lesnar-Femi face-off was set to get a big reaction and actually got the biggest reaction of the show except for the Brie Bella return. So I don't know how we get to Brock and the Knight. That's a baffling one. Head scratcher for sure. I don't get it. How do you get to Brock Lesnar and LA Knight? LA Knight's feuding with the goddamn Vision. Is Brock going to show up with Paul and be like, quit messing with Paul's fucking people? I don't know. But one of the visions they got is LA Knight and Brock Lesnar, which is a weird one for sure. Also, WWE, they got a new full-time coach down there at the Performance Center. WWE legend and former women's champion Jazz is back with the company in a new role. The former women's champion announced on Friday morning that she has officially joined the WWE Performance Center as a coach. She already has experience working behind the scenes in NWA and TNA and made multiple visits to the Performance Center last year as a guest coach. Jazz wrote, quote, giving God all the glory, and officially say, As of 2026, I'm now part of the coaching staff at the WWE NXT Performance Center. Professional wrestling has been my life for 30 years. Now I get to work with the next generation of superstars. I'm a true testament of never giving up, no matter how long the process may seem. So cool to see that Jazz will be a trainer at the WWE Performance Center. I think she's somebody that those women can learn, and men can learn a lot from. Jazz has great experience. Jazz is a great professional wrestler and was somebody that was just knew how to stand out with her differences. She was not a diva. I'm just going to say it right now. She was not a diva in the Divas era. And she stood out because of that. So I think she's somebody that could be very beneficial down there at the Performance Center. Teaching women, hey, if you're different, use that to your advantage. Many did congratulate her on the new role, including Bianca Belair, who even wrote, quote, OMG, NXT talent are so lucky. I'm coming back to train. Congratulations. Now, is that a tease for Belair? Is Bianca actually coming back to train soon? Is she returning soon? There was a report from, I want to say, Body Slam that she's expected back for Mania. But yet there were reports that she was expected back for a Rumble and nothing. So anything that says Bianca Belair expected back at this time, I'm not even aggregating. I'm not even taking with a grain of salt unless there's photo or video evidence. Unless we see her at the PC. Unless we see her at a Raw or SmackDown showing up backstage. Fans get a glimpse of her walking into the arena. I ain't reporting none of it. Because this Bianca stuff, people, oh, she'll be back at the beginning of the year. She'll be back for the Rumble. She'll be back by SummerSlam. Nothing. Nothing. So anything Bianca? Who knows? The finger just didn't want to heal. Weird. The finger didn't want to heal. We're just looking here to see if there's any other news we did miss. We do know that there's a new AEW Women's World Champion. Wednesday night on AEW Dynamite, Tekla, I always say it wrong, did defeat Chris Statlander in a strap match in Ontario, California to become the new champion. So congratulations to Tekla, who is now the AEW Women's World Champion. Also, congratulations, not the first time he's won it, but congratulations, Kyle Fletcher. He beat Tommaso Ciampa. He's the new TNT champion and will be defending the title this weekend in Melbourne, Australia, I want to say, at Grand Slam, Australia. Also, one final AEW note, Private Party did return to television this week after being out of action for over a year, 13 months. They did return as the wild card team in the triple threat number one contenders match that the Young Bucks ended up winning to become new number one contenders, the FTR and the Tag Team Championships. So good to see Mark Quinn and, why did I just lose thought of his name? Mark Quinn and I haven't seen them in so long. Can't remember their names all of a sudden. Isaiah Cassidy back on TV. There were rumors that they were going to go to WWE, but we don't know what their contract status is. It was like WWE's interested in them. Could they make the jump? So very interesting there. I think that's all the big news that we haven't covered throughout the week or that we really kind of just missed here and there.